Let me ask you something. How many times have you been confused about English tenses? Past, present, perfect, continuous. They all sound similar, and that is exactly why so many learners feel lost when they try to speak English.
Honestly, that is exactly how I feel. Every time I want to speak, I stop and think, which tense should I use? And then I get nervous and say nothing.
You are not alone. Almost every English learner feels this way at some point. But here is the good news. English tenses are actually very logical. The problem is that they are usually explained in a complicated way. In this episode, I am going to make them simple, clear, and easy to remember. You are not going to memorize long grammar rules. You are going to understand the idea behind each tense.
So today, we are only talking about the present tenses.
Exactly. Only the 4 present tenses. And by the end of this episode, you will clearly understand the difference between them. Once you understand these 4, you will feel much more confident when speaking English. Let's start with the first one, the present simple. We use the present simple for habits, routines, and general facts. These are things that are always true or happen again and again in our daily life. Think about your normal day. You wake up, you brush your teeth, you eat breakfast, you go to work or school, you come back home, and you go to sleep. These are all routines. That is why we use the present simple to talk about them. For example, I wake up at 7 every morning. She works in a hospital. They live in Germany. The sun rises in the east. Water boils at 100 degrees. These are all permanent situations or repeated actions, and that is why we use the present simple. The formula is very simple. We use the subject and the base form of the verb. But for he, she, and it, we add an S or ES at the end of the verb. For example, he works, she lives, it rains, the dog barks, the train arrives at 5.
So if something is a habit, a routine, or a fact that is always true, I should use the present simple.
Exactly. That is your first key. Now let's move to the second present tense, the present continuous. We use the present continuous for actions that are happening right now, at this very moment, or around this time. These actions are not permanent. They are temporary and in progress. Imagine you are listening to this right now. You are probably sitting somewhere, holding your phone, maybe drinking coffee or tea. At this moment, you are listening to my voice. That is something happening right now. That is why we would use the present continuous. For example, I am studying English right now. She is talking on the phone. They are watching a movie. He is driving to work. The children are playing in the park. These actions are happening at this moment in time. The formula is subject plus am, is, or are, plus the verb with ing at the end. I am studying. She is talking. They are watching. He is driving.
So this one is for temporary actions, not for habits.
Exactly. And here is the most important difference. Listen carefully. I work. This is my routine. I am working. This is happening right now. One is a habit. The other one is a current action. If you remember this difference, you will never mix these two tenses again. Now let's move to the third tense, the present perfect. This tense connects the past to the present. We use the present perfect when something happened in the past, but it is still important now, or it has an effect on the present moment. The exact time is not important. What is important is the result in the present. For example, I have finished my homework. That means I finished it in the past, and now I am free. She has visited friends. That means she went there before, and now she has that experience. They have lost their keys. That is why they cannot enter the house now. In all of these examples, the action happened before, but the result is in the present moment. That is the key of the present perfect. The formula is subject plus have or has plus the past participle of the verb. I have studied, she has traveled, they have eaten, he has finished, it has stopped.
So the present perfect is about the result, but the present perfect continuous is about how long the action has been happening.
Exactly. That is the key difference. Now, let's review all 4 present tenses one more time in a very simple way. The present simple is for habits and general facts. The present continuous is for things happening right now. The present perfect is for past actions with a present result. The present perfect continuous is for actions that started in the past and continued until now. Now, listen to these 4 sentences and feel the difference. I work. I am working. I have worked. I have been working. If you understand the difference between these 4 sentences, then you understand the heart of the present tenses in English.
This really makes sense now. Before, everything was mixed in my head, but now I can see the logic clearly.
And that is the goal. English is not confusing. It just needs to be explained in a simple and logical way. Now, I want to give you a small challenge before we end this episode. Try to make one sentence for each tense. One sentence in the present simple, one sentence in the present continuous, one sentence in the present perfect, one sentence in the present perfect continuous. You can pause this audio now and try it. Imagine that I am asking you this question in person. Answer it out loud. When you come back, you will notice that you feel more confident. You will feel more control over your English. In the next episode, we will move to the past tenses and break them down in the same simple, clear, step-by-step way. Until then, keep practicing, keep listening, and keep speaking. Your English is getting better every single day, and you should be proud of yourself.